Different year, same outcome, same opponent, and the Bills just got screwed heavy by the NFL and the refs. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bills Digest. I'm your host, Anthony Senicar, and let's be honest, we are going to be smashing a lot of Labats till the start of next season. In the same way you guys are going to be smashing those Labats, I want you guys to smash that subscribe button because I've been doing some digging here at Bills Digest, and 72% of you guys who are watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. Subscribe, join the army here at Bills Digest. We're on the road to 100 subs. Every little bit counts, and we got you guys covered for all your latest Bills off-season news, from draft coverage to free agency signings, trade rumors, and everything in between. We got you guys covered. Well, y'all, same outcome, same opponent, 4 out of 5 times. The Bills fall to the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship at a score of 32-29. And I know we got screwed hard by the refs, and we are going to get into that, but there is still a lot of other glaring issues that need to be addressed after digesting everything 2 days later, looking back at the game, looking back at the stat line, and seeing everything. There are a few topics that need to be discussed and need to be addressed this offseason by Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott, because I really do believe if nothing happens next year, you really have to think about Sean McDermott and a change at coach. But that's for a later video. Let's get into it right now for you guys. The first issue that I thought was not going to come out and glare itself is the lack of separations and the lack of a number one receiver by the Bills. And the Kansas City Chiefs, Steve Spagnuolo, exposed the lack of a number one receiver for the Bills, the lack of separation that the receivers get, and quote-unquote the lack of speed the Bills have at receiver. They were in the bottom tier all of the whole year with receiver separation, and it was really in fruition this past Sunday. I mean, Mac Hollins, hats off to you, brother, because that was a crazy catch and a crucial time. Just a nice one-handed catch for a receiver number 4. That is very, very nice. But your receiver number 4 should not be leading the way in an AFC championship in yards. He finished off the game with 3 for 73. I'm going to bang off a few other receiver stats and receiving stats. James Cook was second in yards at 3 for 49. Khalil Shakir was 6 for 46. Amari Cooper, the big acquisition midseason, 4 for 33. Dalton Kincaid, former first-round pick, 2 for 13. Keon Coleman, 1 for 12. And on the other side of the ball, the guy you traded away, or the pick you traded away, Xavier Worthy, washes the Bills with 6 for 85 and a touchdown. And Curtis Samuel, another big offseason acquisition, had 1 catch for 3 yards and a big touchdown. The Bills need a dog at receiver 1. They need to address it this offseason. They have to find someone to replace Stephon Diggs. The everybody eats mentality works, but you need a receiver that can sometimes be a game changer. Having a bunch of guys that work sometimes gets exposed against good DCs, and it was put on complete show by Trent McDuffie and all those corners from the Kansas City Chiefs. They played physical at the line of scrimmage. They knew the Bills did not have the speed to get over the top. There was no deep shots. It was all underneath stuff and short yardage to medium yardage range, and they did not give anything up. The Bills need to go into next season with Curtis Samuel and Mac Hollins as your 4 and 5 options, interchangeable. Keon Coleman is either going to be a receiver 3 if you keep Amari Cooper, your receiver 2 on the outside. Khalil Shakir is your 1B, and now you need to go get that 1A receiver and give them an X factor to work with. Diggs was that guy. This reminds me a lot of after the 2020 game where the Bills had Cole Beasley, John Brown, and just a bunch of other dudes. And again, Steve Spagnuolo and the Kansas City Chiefs exposed the Bills for lack of separation, lack of having a alpha dog receiver. And what happened? The Bills got beat in that game. The Bills get beat out this year. I think it is good to go in. The receiver train in the draft is going to be full steam ahead, in my opinion. And on top of that, we all love Joe Brady. But what were you doing, Joe Brady? The tush push was not working, and you kept spamming it. I believe the Bills got out-coached by Steve Spagnuolo and the defense of the Kansas City Chiefs. Joe Brady's what's the word I'm looking for? Joe Brady's lack of knowledge kind of showed his rookie OC and got coached by an absolute defensive mastermind, and it was on full show. There were lots of times the quarterback power to start off the game was not it. Josh looked shaky. That first drive, they got it out. He looked sharp for the rest of the game. But going away from this man right here, James Cook, when the game's on the line, he was averaging almost 8.8 yards per carry, 13 carries for 85 yards, and 2 touchdowns. In the final drive of the game, Jimbo was not on the field, and they abandoned the run game. Joe Brady, you have to sit down this offseason, reflect, and figure out when something is working, you stick with it. James Cook, pay that man, keep that man, because he is a dog, he is a game changer, and having him in the backfield with Josh Allen is scary to all defenses. The Bills' number one priority needs to be to re-sign this man right here because he is an absolute game changer. Short story, Joe Brady, his lack of knowledge, and he just got out-coached by a better DC. He's going to come back stronger next year. I fully guarantee it. The Bills need to go get a number one receiver of some sort, free agency or draft. They need to go get that alpha dog and let the everybody eats mentality keep on going and find someone who will accept the role. Hopefully they do. And James Cook is a dog. James Cook needs to be re-signed. And sometimes when something isn't working, you need to not keep spamming it, that being the tush push. And now, the defensive side of the ball. Brandon Beane's lack of being able to find a star pass rusher has been the Achilles heel of this team every single year. They go out, they get Von Miller, he looks great, tears his ACL, comes back, and he is a shell of himself. He is not the vintage Von Miller. Greg Rousseau had himself a very good year. When the lights are bright in the playoffs, he is absolutely nowhere to be found. He is a good second option pass rusher. He's a good Leonard Floyd. He's a good Jerry Hughes. But sometimes you need a Mario Williams or a Joey Bosa on the opposite side of those guys for them to really shine. Ed Oliver, we threw a bunch of money at you, brother. You are a good DT, but you got to show up with interior pressure. Daquan Jones, we gave you the money. You're a big body, takes up the double teams. The Bills were able to slow down the run. They had a big game against the Ravens, slowing down the run. The Kansas City Chiefs barely run the ball, but pass rushing, getting Patrick Mahomes on the ground was key, and the Bills come up short. Jordan Phillips gets 1 sack, and Matt Milano has 1 sack. You need your star DNs with Greg Rousseau and Von Miller and AJ Epinesa and all these guys to get around the edge. We have invested so much draft capital into this defensive line with a first-round pick for Ed Oliver, first-round pick with Greg Rousseau, a massive contract to Von Miller, second-round pick to AJ Epinesa, big contract to Daquan Jones, Dwayne Carter, who was a healthy scratch and a third-round pick, did not play. Boogie Basham's not on this team anymore. We keep on getting draft capital, and what happens? Nothing. No pass rush. No, we need to get a pass rusher. Von Miller, I'm sorry. I think your time as a Buffalo Bill is done. And I think the Bills have to either go all in on a receiver one or go all in on Myles Garrett. They need a game record. It has been an Achilles heel for this Bills team and Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott era. On top of that, the lack of of corner depth was exposed. Christian Benford goes out of the game with a concussion. Hope he's all right because he is a stud. Rasul Douglas has lost his step. I don't believe the Bills will re-sign him. Kaiir Elam, a first-round pick, got exposed all night. You know how you avoid that? You give him more reps during the season. You don't put him out there in an AFC Championship game and say, go, cover. Cole Bishop, hats off to you, kid. You played a good game. You got absolutely hosed by the refs. Tell me how this ends up being a catch for Xavier Worthy. Cole Bishop had 2 hands on the ball. Xavier Worthy had 1 hand on the ball, 1 hand on the ground, and the ball hits the ground. Yes, there was a flag on the play, which would have been a 15-yard penalty. But instead of the ball being at the 10 or 15-yard line, the ball is on the on the third yard line, and Patrick Mahomes waltzes in for a touchdown. What are we doing? What are the refs doing? How is a receiver with 1 hand on the ball and a safety with 2 hands on the ball considered a receiver catch and the ball hits the ground? Ask Des Bryant. You can have 2 hands on the ball and the receiver somehow doesn't get a catch. What are we doing with this game and this call? On top of that, now this is where it really hurts. Because on this drive, Josh Allen throws it to Dalton Kincaid, and he is past the first down marker. They spot him a yard short of the first down. The replay shows that the ball was past the line of scrimmage before his knee was down. Besides the point, whatever. You got Josh Allen. Tush push wasn't working all night. But season on the line, you run the play that's going to work, and you trust your O-line against the D-line of the Kansas City Chiefs, one of the best O-lines in the league. Hats off to all the guys in the line, or all the big guys in the trenches. You're the best in the league. I don't care what anybody says. Josh Allen gets pushed past the first down marker. The far end referee marks him as a first down. The back end ref marks him short of the first down. You know what? Okay, fine. So they meet in the middle, they talk, they mark it a bit short. They don't announce that it's not a Bills first down. They don't announce that it's a turnover on downs for the Kansas City Chiefs. The replay shows the ball getting past the line of scrimmage. You take a look at the overhead view. Looks like a first down. It looks like the ball is past the line of scrimmage there. The yellow line, which is a 40-yard line, is where the first down marker is. Josh Allen has the ball past the first down marker. They go to review. They don't call it a first down. They don't even spot the ball and bring out the chains to check if it's a first down. What in the world are we doing? 2 plays. A receiver doesn't get a catch, calls it a catch. Dalton Kincaid gets screwed on the first play of this. The second play, Josh gets screwed. Season's done. Boom. Over. What do? We sit here and I'm talking to you guys and yelling at no one about the refs screwing the Bills. Listen, the refs screwed the Bills, but the Bills also did shoot themselves in the foot. We cannot take that away. Exposure or issues we had got exposed heavily against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to do that to you. They're one of the best teams in the league. They got one of the best coaches of all time. They got one of the best assistants in Steve Spagnuolo of all time. And the Bills' lack of a number one receiver, the Bills' lack of a second corner behind Christian Benford. Rasul Douglas' age got exposed. He was burnt all night. Kyer Elam was toast. Cheddar over. Matt Milano, hats off to you, brother, because you are back. You are back to your all-pro form. Terrell Bernard, you looked good as well. The Bills' lack of a pass rush exposed. We need to go address. We have a lot to address this offseason. Luckily, cap space is freeing up. Sean McDermott, Brandon Beane. This is a pivotal offseason for both of you. You need to go make a move. Josh Allen is about to be 29 years old. He is an MVP candidate. Might win the MVP. We'll see. That's besides the point. Your first round picks did not show up in the playoffs. Kyer Elam, complete bust. Dalton Kincaid had 2 catches for 13 yards. Your number one pick this year, Keon Coleman, 1 catch, 12 yards. The number one pick you traded away, Xavier Worthy, toasts you 6 for 85, 1 touchdown. Ed Oliver, former first round pick, big contract, nothing on the stat line. Greg Rousseau, first round pick. Nothing on the stat line. Von Miller, big contract. Nothing on the stat line. You guys, this is a pivotal offseason for the Bills. And they need to go either make a splash or reevaluate a lot of the pieces. They got rid of they trimmed a lot of fat this past offseason. It was a retool year, great year. You know what? We got the AFC Championship retool year, everything. But you got Josh Allen. You cannot finish this Josh Allen era with no Super Bowls. If you do that, that is a failure as a team, as an organization, and to Josh Allen, because Josh will leave at one point. I don't want to say it, but Josh will leave at one point, and he will go win a Super Bowl with another team if nothing changes. He can say all he wants. He has faith in Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane. But sometimes you got to look in the mirror and say, what is going on? Anyways, y'all, that's it for me. We got a whole off season to discuss a lot of things. So again, please like and subscribe, guys. Let me know your thoughts below. What are your guys' thoughts on this game? And as always, guys, I'm not going to stop saying it, and I'm going to keep saying it. But go Bills.